You ever wonder how a massive store like Walmart just knows to restock a shelf, like the second you buy something? Or how car parts show up at the factory exactly when they're needed? Well, it's not magic. It's all thanks to a technology that's been the silent, absolute workhorse of global business for decades, electronic data interchange, EDI. So let's pull back the curtain on this hidden world that makes our entire supply chain tick.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at the big, messy problem that EDI was invented to solve. Then, we'll get into what EDI actually is, this universal language for businesses, and see how the whole integration machine works. We'll also jump into the whole EDI versus APIs debate, peek into its very cool AI-powered future, and then wrap it all up with why this technology is more important now than maybe ever before. Before you can really appreciate a solution, you gotta feel the pain of the problem. And for a long, long time, the problem was paper. We're talking mountains of it, causing huge delays and some really serious headaches for businesses. Just try to imagine this for a second. Every single purchase order, every invoice, every shipping notice, it all had to be printed out, then mailed, or, get this, faxed, and then some poor soul on the other end had to manually type it all into a computer. Not only was it painfully slow, it was just asking for mistakes. One little typo, a misplaced decimal point, and you could throw off an entire operation, causing delays and costing a ton of money.
No, really, think about it. What is the cost? A single typo could mean the wrong product gets shipped, or you send the bill to the wrong place, or a huge shipment ends up at the wrong warehouse, and then you have to fix it. That means wasted time, paying for return shipping, and trying to smooth things over with an unhappy partner. The cost isn't just a few bucks, it's this whole ripple effect of chaos that can seriously damage your business.
So how do you clean up that mess? How do you solve the chaos of manual data exchange? Well, you create a universal language that lets computers talk directly to each other. And that is the beautiful, elegant solution we call EDI.
At its heart, EDI is actually incredibly simple. It's just a system where one company's computer sends, say, a purchase order directly to another company's computer, and that computer can process it instantly with zero human hands touching it. The magic words here are standard electronic format. That's the secret sauce that makes it all work seamlessly.
I love this way of thinking about it. If business documents are like sentences, then the EDI standards are the grammar. They lay out all the rules, the structure, the vocabulary, everything, so that a purchase order from a company here in North America is perfectly 100% understood by a supplier system over in Asia. And this isn't just one single language, right? It's more like a family of dialects, each one tailored for different regions and industries. So here in North America, you'll see ANSI X12 everywhere in retail and healthcare. But for global trade, especially in Europe and Asia, UN/EDFACT is the name of the game. And you better believe the auto industry has its own super specific standards for their just-in-time supply chain.
And listen, this isn't some abstract, theoretical thing. No way. There are actual jobs out there at huge companies like the logistics giant DSV with titles like Senior Business Support Specialist. And their whole role is to build and manage the rule books, the functional specs for these EDI integrations. It's a critical, real-world job that keeps the global economy humming.
Okay, so we get what EDI is, but how does the machine actually work? How does a document get from my company's brain, its internal system, into my partner's? Let's break it down.
It's really this beautifully simple four-step dance. Step 1. Your business system, your ERP or whatever, creates a document, like a purchase order. Step 2. Special software translates that document into the standard EDI language. Step 3. That standardized file gets sent securely over the internet. And finally, Step 4. Your partner's system catches it, translates it back, and poof, the information automatically appears in their system. No typing, no typos.
Now that third step, the transmit part, is super important, especially when it comes to security. Two of the most common ways to do this are AS2 and SFTP. AS2 is kind of the gold standard for big retailers. It's like sending certified mail. It not only encrypts everything, but it also gives you a digital receipt, which is actual legal proof of delivery. SFTP is a bit simpler, but still very secure, and it's great for just moving batches of files back and forth. Which one you use really just depends on what your partner requires.
All right, let's tackle a big one. For years, people have been debating this. With all these modern APIs flying around, isn't EDI just old news? But, that's completely the wrong way to look at it. The future isn't about picking one or the other. It's about making them work together.
This chart lays it out perfectly. Think of EDI as the heavy-duty freight train network of your business.
It's incredibly reliable, it's standardized, and it's built to move massive volumes of documents in batches. It enforces discipline. APIs, on the other hand, they're like the nimble delivery drones. They're built for speed and flexibility, using modern formats to give you real-time answers to questions like, how much inventory do you have right now? Or where is my package this very second? So, the key takeaway here, the thing to really remember, is this. It's not a competition. It is a collaboration. You use the right tool for the right job. EDI handles the heavy lifting, the core transactions, while APIs provide that quick, real-time agility that every modern business needs.
So how do you get them to collaborate? Well, that's where something called a hybrid integration platform comes in. This kind of platform lets a company do both. You can receive a massive purchase order through a rock-solid EDI transaction and then use an API to instantly update the customer's order status on a website. You get the best of both worlds, all in one place.
And just when you think you've got this all figured out, along comes artificial intelligence to completely change the game. AI isn't here to replace EDI, it's here to make it smarter, faster, and more powerful than it's ever been.
Get a load of this number. 80%. That's how much faster you can potentially set up a new trading partner using AI. In the old days, data mapping, basically telling the system which box of data goes where, was this slow, tedious, manual job. AI can now automate huge chunks of that, and that is a total game changer.
And it goes way deeper than that. You've got Agentic AI, which is like having these little autonomous digital workers that watch your data flows 24/7, catching and fixing errors before a person even knows there's an issue. Then there's machine learning, which can sift through years of your EDI order data to predict a future spike in demand or warn you about a potential shipping delay. And when things do go wrong, AI can diagnose the problem and suggest a fix, cutting down on those annoying support tickets by up to 40%.
So, okay, after all these decades, and with all this shiny new tech out there, why are we still talking about EDI? Why does it still matter so much? Well, it all comes down to the bottom line. Real, tangible business results.
The numbers really do speak for themselves here. Investing in modern AI-supercharged EDI isn't just an expense, it's a massive driver of your ROI. We're talking about slashing integration costs by up to 40%. We're seeing productivity boosts of almost 50% for some teams. And in an industry like healthcare, you're getting back over $3 for every single dollar you put in. That's huge. And for a lot of big players, this isn't optional. If you want to be a supplier for a major retailer, or process claims in healthcare, or ship parts to an auto manufacturer, EDI is often a non-negotiable, must-have requirement. It's the mandated backbone that guarantees compliance, speed, and the kind of rock-solid reliability that our entire modern supply chain is built on. Which really brings us to our final thought here. Every single purchase order, every invoice, every shipping notice that flows through your EDI system, it's more than just a transaction. It's a piece of data. And when you harness all that data with modern tools like AI, it stops being just a record of what happened, and it becomes a powerful predictor of what's going to happen next. So the question to ask yourself is this: is your data just being processed, or is it actually driving your strategy?